Greetings, you guys. Yeah, today I'm going to talk about how to obtain new skills, because I'm being asked a lot by people where I learned something or to make a tutorial on a skill that I acquired, which I'm not a tutorial kind of person. I don't quite enjoy that. I don't really have the patience to film proper tutorials, or I don't really enjoy it much usually. It's something that I really have to be in the mood for. And most of the times I wouldn't even know how to make a tutorial, because a lot of the skills that I have nowadays have been obtained over years of just, me researching and gathering the bits and pieces together and really focusing what I wanted to learn from something or what I wanted to take away from something. Are you recording? Yes, you are. I'm using a different microphone because the camera is really far away with this 90mm lens. So otherwise you would not be really quite able to hear me. Wow, what a sentence. So yeah, let's get right into it. Usually I feel like if you can obtain or can have access to a course, say for example you want to learn how to draw, if you can get into a course, that is my preference, because I feel like it's a lot easier to do something when you have somebody else to kind of guide you and explain it to you. But if you cannot afford it, or are not a people person, or just don't have anything close by, because hey, what if you don't want to learn drawing and you want to learn how to fight with a longsword, and you live somewhere where you don't have access to that? Fear not, my friend, you can still learn that. You just have to, if you really want it, you can do it. That's what I always say. And that's also how I obtained most of my skills, by the way, because I'm interested in so many things, and if I really want to learn it, I will sit my ass down and I will learn it all by myself. And the techniques I use for that are very different. Usually I start out with an internet research. If it's something like drawing, I will try to figure out. First, I'm trying to get an overview. I'm trying to figure out what is the construct of this, and then I set up my strategy on how I'm going to learn this. When I say strategy, I don't really mean it as in setting up a study plan or anything, just getting an overview, because let's take drawing as the example. You have a lot of things you have to get right. There is shading, there is different mediums, there is proportions, there is perspective, there is people, nature, buildings, machines. There is a lot of things there is to it, and yeah, you can divide that into like chunks, and then I will attack one chunk at a time depending on what I feel like the most. With drawing, I started out with drawing horses because that's what I love the most, and I would just try to first of all find good footage online, find websites that explain it to you, or go on YouTube. There are so many tutorials, like series. There is not a single need for me to make any tutorial on anything because it's already been done. So find yourself a tutorial, or even if you can't find a tutorial, because sometimes that's the case, find somebody who's doing it the way you want to do it. That's what she said. Anyways, find someone who is already where you want to be at, and then observe this person, watch what they are doing. If it's some kind of sports, like longsword fighting, watch videos of actual fights and try to analyze the movements, slow-mo the video if you have to. And with drawing, same. Watch a video of somebody drawing something and try to follow along and try to replicate this. Very important with art, if you replicate somebody's artwork in order to practice, do not put it online, because it's like mental property and it's not quite nice to brag with somebody else's idea, but just for practicing purposes. And try to really find as many people as possible that kind of have something that you want to have, and then watch and observe and surround yourself with it. If you want to do and same goes for habits, by the way. If you want to incorporate new habits, surround yourself with it as much as possible. I love to follow a lot of like fitness people on Instagram, because every time I open my dashboard, I will be confronted with it and I will be reminded of it, and I will instantly get in a mood. It's a very psychological thing. I feel like that the things you surround yourself with, they really influence you more than you are aware of. I did an experiment with that because I was curious, and I unfollowed a lot of my usual like food and fitness and art people, and I followed some very random things that I wasn't even into that much. And I really noticed that, I mean, I would still go to the gym, I would still make my meals, but I could really tell that my overall motivation to do those things was a teeny tiny bit smaller than usual. And on the other side, I started developing a liking for the things of like the random accounts that I was following, like fashion choices. It was really weird. So yeah, surround yourself with what you want to become, and eventually you're going to become it. Yeah, and then of course practice. Once you've started to understand how something works, like once you understood the basics of how to compose a face, you still have to learn how to apply it, because there's a difference between understanding it here and understanding it here. So you gotta practice as much as you possibly can. With the sword fighting moves, practice makes perfect. I have a martial arts teacher who always used to say that you have to study a movement 100 times for 100 days, and only then you can say that you've understood it, and that's quite true. So practice makes perfect. And that is basically what I do skill-wise. I've also been asked to do a tutorial in Elvish. Same applies here. Tolkien had so many resources on how to write in Tengwa in his books. And there are so many lovely people out there who are already teaching it. And I would really recommend you to look into them. I figured Elvish in particular out on my own, because I'm pretty good at decoding things and understanding systems like that, but he basically left an explanation how to do that in his notes, and it's accessible. You just have to type it in and search, and you have to really want it, and then you're gonna do it. Tell me down below in the comments what is a skill that you are going to acquire in the next months. Let me know if there are any specific video ideas you're having or requests. Also leave them down in the comments below before you come with the room tour. It is gonna happen. So I want to do that, but I want to do it properly. So the room tour is noted, it's on the schedule, I just don't know when. So, but other than room tour, leave your video requests down below and I will do my best, be at your service. And I'm wishing you all a wonderful, wonderful rest of the week. I also have a wee announcement for the YouTube channel planned in my possibly next video, so stay tuned for this. Like and subscribe if you enjoy what you see and you want more of this crazy elf in your feed, and also mainstream, like hinting at the notification bell if you want to be the first to know when I upload it, because it doesn't happen often and maybe you don't want to miss it. So yeah, talk to you later guys, and bye bye.